All right, welcome back to After the Scales, presented by DJD Graphics. I'm Shaun Blight, along as always with Jacob Dove, and today we start episode one of our uh, look at the Chili Bowl, our look back at the Tulsa Shootout, and our first guest is Brandon Carr from Sheffield, England. How's it going, man?
Everything's good. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on here. Yeah, looking forward to getting going next week. And
Yeah, so you just wrapped up the Tulsa Shootout. Let's start there. Talk about your week.
Tulsa Shootout was good. We had a good A class in the category of A class. We had a good run. Just missed out on transferring a little bit further. I think we in the non-wing we got to the B main and we missed out by one or two spots. And then in the wing category, we just missed out in the C transferring by one spot. So that sucked a little bit. But outlaw we did outlaw non-wing with the A class motor. So it was a little down on power, but we ended up crashing in the heat. So then from there, it just kind of made it a bit hard work. So we put our attentions to the other two classes and kind of set that one aside.
Yeah, Brandon, you finished fourth there in that B main. Just kind of talk about the overall experience because this year's Tulsa Shootout was a record entry list. Absolutely crazy amount of people showed up. Over 2,000 entries. Did you have any expectations going into it? Like this is probably going to be the hardest year to make these features.
You don't really think about who's there, how many people's there. You just try and think like heat race. You got to make sure you have a good heat race to set yourself up best for the qualifier, for transferring from there. So from that, we did have a good heat race in the non-wing A class. Went from second to first as much as we could have done. But when we got to the qualifier, we had a bad first lap and that kind of set us to the back and then we had to come back through. So that's the bit that kind of set our week back a little bit. If we had a good qualifier, it would have probably we probably had a better chance at making a main. But yeah, with the car count being over 2,000, it was crazy. In the building, it was packed solid. But when you're on track, you don't really realize that.
Of all the racing events that you've been a part of, what's the Tulsa Shootout and then next week's Chili Bowl? What are those like as a driver? Like just walking into the building, the atmosphere, the people walking around the pits. Like Jacob's never been, he's going to be there next week. But talk for those who have never experienced it. What's it like for a driver?
For a driver, there is a big difference between the shootout and the Chili Bowl. From the shootout is kind of like a chilled week, have fun. Just everyone's prepping for next week. Some people are going out, but most people are prepping for the Chili Bowl. So it's just kind of get used to the track, get back in a car after Christmas, and trying to feel like that. But the atmosphere I feel, is a lot different between the shootout and the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like even though between the midget and the micro sprints are different, but you're still out there getting seat time. I think that's very valuable as a driver, trying to get a week ahead of time used to the track conditions. I know it's pretty much the same every year, but sometimes it can be different depending on the track work. But just kind of walk us through, as a driver between the midget and the micros. Obviously, the micros being the 600cc engines, and the between the non-wing and the wings, there's a lot of different technical stuff that goes on, but I feel like the midgets, they're a lot heavier. They're a lot different as far as driving style, but there definitely is valuable intel to, transferring from the micro to the midget.
Yeah, so I'll start off with the difference between the non-wing and the wing micro. The difference from them is quite massively because of the wing with the downforce it makes. You can run the wing so much harder, and you got to be a lot more straight to actually get the drive. It's all like more momentum based, where the racing is kind of, I feel, is more chilled out in the wing racing because you've got to keep that momentum up. Whereas the wing stuff, you can throw a slider in turn one and then go to the top in turn three and all that sort of stuff. Whereas the wing, you've got to think about it a lot more. So just there's a big difference where I seem to not struggle as such, but find it harder to run the wing just because I haven't driven it that much this year. And then the difference with a midget to the micro is, obviously, you've got gears in the micro. Once you get in your gear to go race, you don't change much. But with the power difference is a lot, where you going on the top and you got to make sure you got the tires spinning, or it's going to catch you out on the cushion, or you just got to, I don't know, everything happens a lot faster in the midget. So you just got to be ready for that.
And for those who maybe don't know your story and are seeing and hearing you for the first time, how does a kid from England make it over to racing in the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl and stuff like that?
Yeah, so all my life been driving go-karts in England and Europe, and we kind of got to 2022 and realized we needed to make a change, and got the opportunity to come out here and race go-karts. So we did that. Just kept going from there, a few races, and then jumped in a micro at Millbridge just one random day. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then it all just kind of spiraled from there. And obviously, Jay Davidson helped me out, get involved with the midget stuff and the micros, and we just decided to go run the coin. And that was the first ever dirt race for me last year. No, not last year, the year prior. And from there, it just kind of was like, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to say no. And we run the Chili Bowl, and it was like, need to have a go in this and see how we do. And that's when we decided to run the season last year, and then kind of just kept going from there.
Yeah, looking at your resume, Brandon, obviously you've had pretty good karting, going through the ranks there, won some championships and has a good pedigree with that. And now that you've been moving up, obviously, running with the Chili Bowl with, well, I call him the godfather of midgets, Keith Kunz. Talk about your, relationship with him, and as far as running for a storied car owner like that. Keith's helped so many, young talented people move up through the ranks of midgets and then go on to sprint cars and even NASCAR. And a lot of guys like, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, those guys come back and sometimes run for him as well. So it's always neat seeing Keith Kunz bring 19 or 20 cars showing up to the Chili Bowl and having a really stout lineup, including yourself.
Yeah, no, Keith's a great guy, and everybody under that team. It's literally just a big family under there. So I turned up at the beginning of last year and went to the shop, got seat fit. It was a lot of great people, and from there they've helped me a lot with understanding the car, understanding the racing, and making it my job a lot easier just to get in and drive. So yeah, because they ask me when I come in, what's wrong, what do you need? I'm like, to be honest, I don't really know. So from their visual, they can help me a lot. And especially with them bringing, like last year, I think they brought, I don't know, was it 15, 16 cars? That's a lot. It was a lot. So this year they've knocked it down a little bit. I think I got 10 teammates. So that's going to be good. And it's going to be able to help a lot, being able to speak to all the other good drivers under there and just learn even when you're not on the track.
So gearing up for the Chili Bowl next week. We're recording this on Sunday, so we're a week away from practice day. What do you do between now and then? And I'm not sure if you know when your prelim night is going to be, but what's your routine going from with this off week? Obviously, trying to avoid the Tulsa flu and the Chili Bowl flu and all that stuff.
So I actually fly down to Texas for a go-kart race tomorrow morning to go help out down there and kind of help out with all the younger drivers doing what I used to do and coach them and help that. And then I'll fly back up here Saturday morning, ready for registration and get on track Sunday.
It's pretty cool being able to be a mentor as you're progressing through your racing career. Before we move on, though, I wanted to mention about some merchandise stuff. Obviously, between Shaun and I, we're big merch guys. We love collecting T-shirts and hats and racing collectibles. And I think you got a pretty cool design for this year, I believe. And I think the Jay Davidson scrap metal cars always look really clean with the white, black, and red. So kind of talk about all the people behind the scenes with that as far as the design aspect and who comes up with that. And if anybody wants to buy some merch from you, where can they find you at the Chili Bowl?
So we're gonna have a stand up at the Cale Drake stand. They're gonna be selling our merch for this one. But yeah, the merch is looking good for this year and last year. My dad sorted that with Jamie and all the guys at Arizona. They kind of left me out of it. They were like, "What do you think to this?" And I'm like, "That looks good to me," which kind of helps a bit on the driving side. You don't have to worry about that. But no, they did an awesome job, and it looks great. So that'll be over at the across from the trailer at the Chili Bowl.
And gearing up for 2026 after the Chili Bowl, what are your plans for the rest of the racing season?
We plan to run the Midget again for the Extreme Tour as of now when those dates come out. Hopefully a couple of USAC events, same as last year, and just kind of keep going from there. And when the opportunities come up, just try and take them if we can.
And seems like your path is kind of moving towards the dirt ranks. Is your end goal kind of to go into the the bigger sprint car stuff? Maybe get your feet wet in the 360s or 410s, given the right opportunities one day.
Yeah, I came over to America as the dream of going the NASCAR route, going down that route, and just trying to get up those ranks. And then the dirt obviously came about, and you're not going to say no to jumping in any race car. So as of now, yeah, I just want to keep going through the ranks and hopefully get to the 410 wing stuff at the end of it, or maybe everything turns and go back toward the NASCAR route. So as of now, I'm not bothered what I do, just as long as it's something to do with racing. So whatever comes about, I'm going to take it.
What was did your family have any background in racing when you were a kid? You talk about how much you love NASCAR. I'm just curious, if you're in England, some of your racing heroes were growing up.
The NASCAR stuff came about my dad. He used to do a bit of racing in pickup trucks in England. Nothing like it is over here, but he kind of got me into it. And then I came over to America when I was young, of 7, 8, and did go-karting. And from there, it just kind of interested me more than the F1 side of it, and a lot better racing. So he was the one that got me set on that sort of racing. So from there, we've just been working towards it and keep going at it.
Yeah, I think it's really unique. There's not many guys like you coming over from England. I know we have had a guy like Wout Hoffmans from the Netherlands who we interviewed, and we're going to have on our podcast again. But seeing the international guys have interest, and I think it starts with with High Limit going over there, Australia, doing some more international stuff is really cool. So yeah, I think England, with being a lot of F1 fans, it's pretty neat to have somebody that is interested in our North America racing.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the F1 stuff is so hard to get to as such, because it's such a fine, you only get 1 or 2 drivers who make it every 5 years or so. So I just felt like it was more realistic for myself, and I wouldn't say easier to work towards, but it's for me more fun to work towards. And yeah, with Wout coming over, that's definitely helping the European side of people coming over to America to race. But from since I've been here the last couple of years, I see more European drivers coming over and racing over here, so that's good.
Yeah, I met Tom Harris last year at Chili Bowl because he was teammates with Wout, and and I told him, I said, this is one of the coolest looking race cars I've ever seen, because he had the wrap of the Union Jack on the car, and that was so badass. I just absolutely loved that car. I was watching a documentary the other day. This is just as an aside. I was watching a documentary on Jim Clark, and I got thinking, because you were coming on, who is the greatest British racing driver of all time?
Greatest.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, obviously.
I was putting on the spot, though. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, because they're all so different in different aspects of the racing world. So it's not like you got Button, who's really good. You got Hamilton, who's really good also, but they're just different. I know they race against each other, but it's just so different now. And there's so many other drivers that from the UK are great, but I don't know. It's kind of hard. I can't say a certain one, because you look at different parts of different people.
Yeah, I feel like most common answers nowadays in our generation would be like Lewis Hamilton or something like that. But and even with Lando Norris winning the championship over in F1, so yeah, there's a great history of English drivers. Hopefully, one day we'll be talking about Brandon Carr 20 years from now, about how accomplished he is in our dirt race.
That's the dream.
All right, Brandon. So before we let you go, and we appreciate your time, we do have a Tulsa trivia segment presented by DJD Gear that we're going to ask you. Just a fun little thing that we're doing with all our Chili Bowl guests. And I know it might be hard, not being from, our area in America or North America. So just bear with us and try to do your best. We got 5 questions plus a bonus question. So if you're ready, I'll ask you the first one, and hopefully it's pretty easy.
Hopefully, we'll see how this goes.
All right, the first one is, who won the Chili Bowl Nationals last year?
Kyle Larson.
All right. Why do they call the statue the Golden Driller?
Is it something? It's something to do with? Is it the oil rigs?
Yep, Tulsa's. Yep, oil capital of the world. I'll count that. So 2 for 2 so far. Third one is, what year was the first Chili Bowl Nationals?
Is it the 40th anniversary this year coming up?
I can't give you any hints, Brandon. You can do the math in your head, though.
I'm going to say 1983.
You're close.
I know it missed a couple of years. It didn't go 40 years on the bounce.
You were close. It was 1987.
Quite far off.
Number 4 is which driver has the most Chili Bowl wins? And this is most Chili Bowl, not counting the Tulsa Shootout with the Golden Drillers.
Is it Swindell?
Which one?
I'll say Sammy.
Give him that. Yeah, he got it.
Oh, correct. Yes. All right. 5th one is what is the nickname of the University of Tulsa? It's the college that's 2 blocks from the Expo.
I have no idea.
It's the Golden Hurricanes. All right. The bonus question here is who sang the song Tulsa Time?
It's a little.
I know. They played it last night, and I still don't know.
They play it every night. It's a little before your time, so this maybe.
Yeah. Is it to do with a show? Is it not? Is the song? Did it not come from a show? I'm probably thinking of something completely different.
No, it just came out in 1978. I mean, none of us were, listening to that.
Not even me, and I'm the old timer here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I heard the song, but I don't know who.
Yeah, so the answer was Don Williams. We didn't expect you to get that one, but still not bad. You did pretty solid, so we appreciate your participation on that.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on. Looking forward to seeing you next week, and go get him, man.
Thank you. It was great speaking to you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Brandon.
After the Scales is proudly presented by DJD Graphics. From commercial and personal vehicles to racing bikes and cars of all makes, models, and disciplines, DJD Graphics can fully customize your vehicle to suit your needs. For more information, contact Darren and visit his website at www.djdgraphics.com. Tell him Shaun and Jacob sent you to receive special rates.